Welcome to the deep dive. I'm genuinely excited about what we're cracking open today. We're looking into a really powerful piece from our own H7O Ministries daily devotional. It's called The Foolish Rich, Soul's Reckoning with Eternity.
That's right. And it's not just, a theoretical thing. It's a real challenge to how we think about security, about success,
Hmm?
about what actually lasts.
Exactly. So our mission really is to get under the surface of what it means to be rich toward God.
Absolutely. And what's so striking right away is how this devotional uses that story from Luke 12.2. It pushes us beyond just the temporary, the stuff we see. It sets a clear path. Where are we really investing? Are those investments built for eternity?
Yeah. Let's dive right into that core story, the parable itself. So picture this. There's this rich man. His land produces like crazy, a bumper crop.
More than he knows what to do with, basically. His barns are overflowing.
Right. So his solution, he thinks, okay, I'll tear down my current
Those
barns.
bigger ones, grand plans.
Totally. Then he tells himself, soul, you've got plenty stored up for years. Just take it easy, eat, drink, be merry.
Sounds pretty good, honestly. Like the ultimate retirement plan.
It does on the surface.
Eh.
But then comes the gut punch. God's immediate response. It's just bam. You fool, this very night your soul will be required of you.
Wow.
Then whose will those things be which you have provided? And what the devotional points out so brilliantly is the man's total blindness. He planned for crops, for storage, for ease, for everything except eternity. It's like God didn't even factor into his equation.
Living as if God didn't exist.
Exactly. And that just forces you to ask, doesn't it? Where are our blind spots today in our own plans, our ambitions?
That's a heavy question. I mean, I know I've caught myself focusing just on the building bigger barns part of life sometimes, just accumulation. And from this really vivid story, the devotional pulls out some short principles for us. The first one really grabbed me, this idea that spiritual greed is actually more dangerous than financial greed. It's counterintuitive, isn't it? You think greed, you think money. But the devotional argues that this inward focus, this spiritual greed, hoarding life just for yourself, not being generous, not connecting with God's purposes, leads to a deeper kind of poverty, a poverty of the soul.
Like when everything becomes about mine, my plans, my comfort, my stuff.
Precisely. That's where the devotional says the soul starts to atrophy. Like a muscle you never use. It loses its strength, its purpose. Planning without God, focusing only on mine, it's like a slow, eternal self-sabotage.
That image, soul atrophying, that's really sticking with me. Connects directly to the next point the devotional makes, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Death is certain. We all know that. But the moment, that's completely uncertain.
Completely.
Yeah, the devotional says true wisdom isn't about trying to cheat death, but about living each day knowing we're stewards, managing what actually belongs to God.
Yeah, and tying that back to the bigger picture, it highlights something crucial. Eternity doesn't work like a bank account for earthly, self-focused achievements. You can't deposit stuff you kept just for yourself. Only what's been given away, what's been invested in the kingdom, in God's work, that has lasting value.
That completely flips the script on legacy, doesn't it?
It really does. The devotional suggests true legacy isn't what you leave behind physically, but what you invest forward into eternal things. That's a huge challenge to how our culture views success and making your mark.
Okay, so this is challenging stuff. How do we make this practical? What does the devotional suggest we can actually do today?
Well, it gives 3 pretty clear actionable steps. First, practice generosity, radical generosity. Share your time, share your resources, share your gifts. It reminds us very pointedly that full barns don't save anyone.
Oof. Okay, generosity. What's the second step?
Pray for discernment on your projects, all of them. Don't just charge ahead. Actually lay your plans out before God and genuinely ask, okay, what do you want me to do with what I have? Where should I invest this?
Putting God in the planning process,
Yeah.
not just asking him to bless our existing plans.
Exactly. And the third step, it gets right to the heart of it.
Which is,
Evaluate your soul with the same care you evaluate your, say, financial investments.
ah,
Care for your inner life, your relationship with God, with the same urgency and strategy you give to your external life. What's really feeding your soul?
that's powerful. So it circles back to that core idea.
It does. The greatest success isn't hoarding, it's giving. The greatest failure isn't losing stuff, it's losing your soul. And the devotional connects this to scripture, like Matthew 6, about storing treasures in heaven, not on earth.
Right, where moth and rust don't destroy.
And Psalm 49, that stark reminder, you can't take it with you, none of it. It forces the question, where is your real security, your real treasure?
Wow. This deep dive into the foolish rich from the H7O Ministry Devotional, it really leaves you with a lot to think about. A serious call to adjust our focus, starting today, toward what's eternal.
It really does. So, for you listening, what stands out? What's challenging you from this discussion? Really hope it's given you some valuable insights.
And we want to say a huge thank you to our entire H7O community for joining us on these deep dives. We appreciate you being part of this journey. If you'd like to learn more about the ministry or support its ongoing mission, please do visit h7o.life. See you tomorrow.